hit Illegal Ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
What is going on, everybody? I am Jared Fatty Bates. He is Big Bry. You guys missed a little bit of, we got to start doing like a pregame TikTok right before the show because good old-fashioned hate has started. It is rivalry week here in the beautiful state of Ohio and Michigan. Bry, what's going on, bud? How you doing?
Oh, doing fantastic. I'm fired up.
Yeah, we got, oh, look at that. We got James in here.
What's up, James?
James?
Oh, James is the enemy this week.
Yeah, I'm
The
sorry, bud.
Niners coming into town.
Well, and also, you know, Ohio State for you, but,
I can look past it.
I'm telling you what, dude, orange looks so much better on you than yellow. Like, it really does.
I would agree. That's why orange is my favorite color. Yellow, it's a little too close to Steelers colors here.
Like, I feel like you should have the dark blue one with the yellow M instead of that god-awful piss-colored yellow one.
I have a lot of blue. So my wife gives me a hard time whenever I get a shirt. She's like, "Oh, great, another blue shirt." So this is pretty much my one opportunity to wear yellow.
Okay.
For anything, I don't think I own anything yellow other than Michigan gear. So
Justin is in here. He said that's an ugly ass outfit Bry has on. Does that thing come with a tutu? Yep, there we
with
go.
a 4-game winning streak, Justin.
Yeah. What was Ohio State's winning streak, by the way? Was it 10? 10 in a row?
I think I was in middle school, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
When did that happen?
Oh,
How
yeah.
long ago was that? They had goats on the field, you said?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe no, you're right. It was after Woody Hayes punched that player, so it was within the last 10, 15 years.
He should have fucking punched a Michigan player instead of a Clemson one.
Yeah, I know. How dare that guy?
I know.
Pick off that pass.
I mean,
Make his players look bad.
Well, that's what he gets for throwing the ball. That guy should have dropped that because defensive backs aren't supposed to catch the ball, or linebackers or whatever he was.
They got to throw the ball. They tried to run it last year and didn't go too well.
Yeah. Hopefully now with Cardinal Tate and Jeremiah Smith coming back this week. I mean, you saw what they did to Rutgers without their 2-star wide receivers. Jesus, Bry.
Yeah. Once it gets 32 and snow starts flying, we know who has the advantage. The power team as opposed to the finesse team.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are such a power team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Look at the last 4 years.
Yeah. You're
dominating the line of scrimmage.
Your head coach looks like a power guy.
Now he's dominating for the Browns. I love it.
The power guy you guys had was Brady Hoke out there with no fucking coat on. That was a power guy.
Would you call him the polar bear?
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Chip Kelly's fired as Vegas coach already. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's true.
It was that bad on Sunday.
We'll get into that here in a little bit. This is our Thanksgiving special. I put out some videos and everything else. We're getting to Fat Boy Tuesday where we're going to be talking Thanksgiving. Tonight for our top 3, we're going to do underrated Thanksgiving sides, Bry. And man, I put out that video, and Bry, you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff that I got in. Plus, I had everybody throw in their favorite pie. So,
okay.
So it's great feedback from everybody. Even my dad got in on it, which normally he doesn't get on our food topics that often, but he got in on it. Big Boy Phillips got in on it. We got our friends Nick Weary and Mickey Soto got in on it. So we got some that we're going to talk about here for Fat Boy Tuesday. Obviously, we're going to be talking. Hey, Bry, it's Rich Times Legendary. We're going to be talking Shedeur Sanders today.
That's right. That was a rough weekend for you.
It's just Shedeur Sanders. Okay. we're going to get this out there. It's not that I hate Shedeur Sanders. I hate Shedeur Sanders' faction. Just like listening to Jonathan Peterlin today as I was moving around and like, well, what would have happened if we would have put Shedeur in the 5th week? We could have a winning streak by now. Like, I'm tired of hearing all that noise. And just like, okay, the kid did okay, right? Am I going to give him an A? No. I said it on our Legal Ham Twitter page. I said I give him a C. He had flashes. He also had some mistakes. I'm not going to blow it up like he came out and threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. Like, he had some good moments. I mean, that's what you want to see going forward, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it depends on if you're asking me to grade him. I would have to. How am I grading him? Am I grading him as a starting NFL quarterback, or am I grading him as a
Cleveland Browns
fifth
starting
round,
NFL quarterback.
Cleveland Browns starting quarterback, or
But you
as a
can't-
5th rounder who's making his first NFL start?
Now, Brian, you can't do that though. You can't
No,
judge him as
I'm
a 5th
asking.
rounder.
I'm asking you how you want me to grade him. If you want me to grade him just as a starting NFL quarterback, I'd probably say a C, maybe C plus. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, taking those other things into account, his very first start, how Browns rookies have done in their first start in the past, then I'll give him a higher grade.
Yes, but you can't throw in the whole 5th round because that's been the argument for everybody in this city is, well, he was a 1st-round talent. He's drafted in the 5th round, so you can't really judge him on that. If he was a 1st-round talent, Bri, how would you grade him as a 1st-round talent?
Well, you're going to be talking out of both sides of your mouth. I feel like there's times where you'll classify him as a 5th rounder, but now you want to classify him as a 1st rounder. However your argument is. You got to make up your mind. Do you want to classify him as a 1st rounder, or do you want to classify him as a 5th rounder?
Now, Bri, I'm not talking about me. I classify him as a 5th rounder, but other people.
So you have to grade him as. No, I'm not talking about other people. I don't care about other people. I'm asking about you, a 5th rounder, making his first start, winning on the road. No, there's no way it's a C.
It's a C.
How many road games have we lost in a row? How many first-time starters have lost their first start as a rookie? 7, 0-17.
And look at the train wreck that we played on Sunday, which is the Las Vegas Raiders, with a guy who leads the league in interceptions, who got sacked 10 times. So that was a mighty, mighty jump. I'm pretty sure that, hey, we could call up DTR and come back and he could have won that game, Bri.
Not talking about, I haven't mentioned the Raiders one bit. I'm just talking, let's talk his Shedeur stats. 1 interception, 1 sack, 200 yards passing, 1 touchdown. I know it wasn't him who did it, but people don't break down, well, Josh Allen threw this screen and it went. No, Josh Allen had 350 yards passing. Mm-hmm. So,
and I think a 53% completion rating.
Yeah, I didn't say I'd give him an A plus.
I know, that's why I'm giving him a C.
Yeah, I think. Well, again, it goes back to my original question. How do you want me to grade him? As a 5th round rookie making his first start?
Okay, how about this? Right? You grade him. Okay, so convince me that it's higher than a C.
Like I said, 1 interception, 1 sack, put up 24 points, over 200 yards passing. I don't know what else you need. Like, to me, a C, what I expected from him was 150 yards passing, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions.
Okay.
And so had he done that, that's what I expected of you. That's middle of the road. That's C. I feel like you played better than that.
Okay.
Again, I'm not saying this means he's our franchise quarterback. This means
no.
He's going to be great. I'm taking it as one game at a time. That was better than what I expected. Okay. So if that's what you expected, 24 points for a team that has struggled to score 20 for 2 years now, you just said, "Oh, Shedeur's going to come in and he's going to put up 24." Yeah, that's my expectations. I think you're crazy, but you're entitled to expect what you want.
Okay, and Bry, I'm not gonna lie, my expectations were right where yours was at, maybe 150. You know, and yes, I'm not saying he didn't look, but Bry, when you're down in the red zone, they didn't even let him touch the ball. Bry, they didn't want him to make a mistake down there, so they gave it to Junkins.
Well, do you know why?
I
I mean, listen, let me talk. I let you talk. Why do you think Kevin Stefanski did that?
because he didn't want Shador to make a mistake down there and throw an interception.
No, you couldn't be more
okay.
wrong.
Okay,
Because Quinshon Judkins is 100% for 100% when he lines up in the Wildcat and you're on the goal line. He scores every time. It might not be the first play, might not be the second play, but eventually he's going to score. So he's 100% when you do that. So why wouldn't you do that? If I tell you this guy scores every time, it might not be the first time, but he's going to get you in the end zone, guaranteed. Why wouldn't you do that?
Okay.
I mean, is he going for style points?
Hold on. Rebuttal to that. I didn't see a lot of that when Dylan Gabriel was down at the goal line.
I sure did. I went to the Miami game and I saw that.
One time.
Absolutely. I saw it firsthand. Twice.
One time.
Twice. I was at the game. Yeah, you misremember. Yeah, he did that, and that's the smart thing on Stefanski's part. I'm not trying to make Shador look great and get 3 touchdowns. I just want to get a touchdown. I don't care how it happens. This guy has proven Quinshon Judkins in the Wildcat. Nobody can stop him. So let's just keep doing that because that keeps working. So why would you change?
You got me.
Right. I agree.
You got me.
I agree. That was a smart decision. Now everyone's gonna, if they hate Shador Sanders, you had to get him off the field because he was just gonna screw it up. No, not really. Nobody's proven that they can stop the Wildcat. So just keep trotting it out. Do it this week until they stop it. Do it next week till they stop it. I don't see why you would. Now I agree, it's not the most conventional way of doing things, but it's proven it works. Why go away from something that works?
All right.
This is good. I like this back and forth.
Well,
I can feel the Ohio State, Michigan, the Shador hate versus. I don't think I'm a Shador lover by any means. I'm in the middle. So I'm just trying to, there's going to be times to crap on him. He's going to have terrible games.
I think for me,
the
Brian,
Ravens game wasn't great.
I think for me, and yes, social media does have a play in this, and I get what you're saying with social media and how everybody is, but also, hearing it on the radios and stuff like that, it's just, I get so upset at the faction of Shador Sanders than Shador Sanders. Like, Brian, God, I want him to be good. Guess what? Because if that's the case, then guess what we're drafting next year? Wide receivers and offensive linemen. We don't have to worry about a quarterback. None of that. God, let it happen. Let it happen. But I still have my skepticism about Shador Sanders. There was a reason that he was drafted in the 5th round. That all the teams passed on him for 4 rounds, and he got drafted by the Browns in the 5th round. There's also reasons why they did not put him out there before what they had to. I mean, they could have put Bailey Zappi out there. Boy, the fan base would have loved that if they would have put Bailey Zappi out there as a starter on Sunday. God, can you see this place burn down to the ground? But I think my thing is I have all these people, national people, local people. You got Cam Newton saying all this crap. You got, Kendrick Perkins saying all this crap that you're hearing. It's like, is it a race thing? Because that's what it's starting to feel like. Like you guys are upset because the black quarterback isn't playing right now because the white coach has got it out for him, which is not the case. Because if you look at it, they've even come out. Stefanski's been in his ear after practice trying to help get this kid along. And it's just, I'm just tired of hearing like all the noise around this. Why couldn't we just get a 5th round quarterback from Utah named Joe Smith that had no noise around him? But no, we're Cleveland. We got to bring the noise. We got to bring in people like Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel and all this crap because we got to be relevant because we suck so bad. We got to sell tickets. Okay. Now I feel better. I'm good now.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that's more of a you problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to like me say it, but like you're reacting to other people reacting to Shador Sanders. Like if you can just have tunnel vision on Sundays from 1 to 4 and just
But it's hard to
judge
have that
him.
tunnel vision, Brian,
I understand.
because
and,
it's coming from everywhere.
and I speak on this as somebody who's been through what you're going through now, and I've talked about it with my dislike for Johnny Manziel and that
Mhm.
whole shenanigans. And I tell you, I was miserable. Here's my favorite team. They're sending out this quarterback, and I'm hoping that he fails so my takes can be right. And I can tell everyone, I told you so. And it's just a miserable way to do it. And so I feel for you because that's where you're at now. But yeah, there'll be a time. It's all going to work itself out. Probably by the end of the year. I still, after one game, I'm not saying, it's going to take a lot for me to say that we're not going to draft a quarterback with the first pick next year. It's going to take a heck of a lot. Now, scenario might happen to where there's nobody available, and you're like, well, I think as much as Browns fans don't want to hear it, some Browns fans could be looking at Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson being your two quarterbacks fighting it out next week or next year in training camp. It's very possible. I mean, Mary Kay Cabot, who knows a lot more than you do, who knows a lot more than I do, she claims Deshaun Watson's coming back next year. So just prepare yourself for that. So I mean, if we end up picking 9th or 10th or something like that, and there's no good quarterbacks there, and we can't find a way to move up, or this past draft, there was one quarterback, Cam Ward, that everyone wanted. After that, there was nobody. So that could be the case again this year. So we might not take a quarterback in the first round, and it might just be because there's nobody worthy of taking. So yeah, we could, but I'm trying to tell you that stuff will all play out in the long run. Whether Shedeur is good, whether he's bad, and he just kind of moves on. That's going to happen. You'll eventually, if he continues to play well enough, you'll get on his bandwagon. I've talked also that I wasn't the biggest Baker fan when they drafted him, but he won me over. And that playoff win in Pittsburgh was one of the top 5 sports memories of my life, probably that I can remember, my adult life anyways. So he won me over because he just kept playing better and better and better. And we know how that ends, but yeah, it's just try to focus on the football. I know it's hard because he's lightning rod. Everybody's going to give their takes on Shedeur Sanders because his dad was that way. His dad is the most flamboyant, most notorious athlete maybe of our lifetime, and just how he acted. And there's things that Shedeur says that I don't love either. We've kind of been conditioned that we want our quarterbacks to be like presidential types, like a Tom Brady, like a Peyton Manning, and guys that just get up by the podium and they just kind of do coach speak, and that's not him. He's saying, I'm who they're looking for, or that I did that in 1 week. Imagine what I can do with a whole off season. Like, he's saying this stuff after one stinking okay to pretty good performance. And so, I don't love that either, but I'm just going to give him time. Like I said, it's going to work itself out. I still expect him to, maybe win a game or two and probably look pretty bad in a game or two other than that. So he's got to prove me wrong. But as for now, I'm enjoying the ride. That was a fun game to watch on Sunday. I know it was against a terrible team. But just like I said last week, the bar is set so low that just somebody that throws the ball down the field gets me excited.
Well, and that's the one thing I do have to admit, because we got Brian in here too. Said what a horrible color shirt, Brian. OH. They're just coming. But Brian, I God, this, and it doesn't pay me to say this, but watching Shedeur play last week, because I'm going to get grief for this one, Brian, it put me over the Dylan Gabriel experiment. I'm done with the 5-yard outs. I'm done with the screenplays. It was nice to see, like you said, the ball being thrown down the field. There are some plays that he missed out there that he could have got. I mean, the deep pass to Isaiah Bond reminded me of the days of, what was it, Travis Benjamin getting that one deep pass from. So it was nice seeing some plays like that, and you need those chunk plays. But also, it was nice seeing our offensive line actually play a great game. Even though I'm still not a fan of Jack Conklin, I was surprised that he didn't get a hangnail and sit out this game because he's so injury prone. But it was nice seeing the offensive line actually do 10 times better. I mean, Brian, this is probably the best offensive line play that we've seen all year was on Sunday. And I greatly, admit that because they haven't been playing like that all year. And Brian, the last thing, my God, our defense. I mean, Brian, defensive line just ate. Graham got a sack. I love that big boy coming through. Myles Garrett got 3 more sacks. Ended up 10 total on the day. And you stopped them from doing pretty much anything. You stopped Genty. You stopped Bowers. Yeah, they got a couple of chunk plays on some passing yards. But other than that, you pretty much did what you wanted to with the Las Vegas Raiders offense.
Yeah, and that's the thing that unfortunately will probably get lost. Maybe not as time goes on, but for sure this week with the Sanders hype, it's just how dominating of a performance that was defensively. And yeah, it's probably some of it has to do with how bad their offensive line is and banged up and just don't have many playmakers outside of the couple guys that you mentioned. But regardless, we still have to go out there and we still have to give effort, and it was just dominating. And that's why you saw such a conservative game plan in the second half. Like Kevin Stefanski knew that their offense, as long as we don't blow it on, by turning the ball over or on special teams, they just can't put up enough points on our defense to win this game. So that's why he goes and he punts on the 29-yard line. Just crazy stuff like that because he knows, yeah, whatever. It doesn't look good, but there's no chance they do anything with it.
As a bettor, I was so pissed off at that, Brian, because I had the over in that game, and I lost the over by a point and a half. A point and a half, Brian. I hit everything else. I took the Browns money line. Yeah. I took Fanning Jr. over 30 yards, and I took the over, and it was 34, and it was 35 and a half was the line.
I would have told you to take the under, but it was close. I didn't expect the Browns to score 24 points. That's for sure. But it was just, it was. I thought that's why I think Shedeur never mind. I'm not going to go back to Shedeur and the offense and how they play because other than Shedeur, there were great guys on offense making an impact. Dylan Sampson, my God, had a tremendous game. I'd dare to say I would call him our offensive MVP. If you ask me who was our offensive MVP, I'd give it to Dylan Sampson. He had a couple runs that were really nice. Of course, the screen pass that he just turned on the Jets, and he's kind of been a forgotten weapon for our offense because we just can't get him the ball in space.
Now, is that because Junkins got hurt? Because Junkins tried to come back out.
No, because he did. He was only down for maybe a few plays. He came back out. But no, I mean that's the type of player Dylan Sampson is. Junkins is your between the tackles bruiser, and then think of Junkins as like Kareem Hunt, and Sampson is like Alvin Kamara. I mean, they're just kind of a yin and a yang. So that's what he does well. But yeah, it was fun to watch. I struggle because I want to talk about how great the defense is, but I keep wanting to come back to the offense. And,
no, go ahead. I mean, that's why we have the show. I mean, Brian,
and it has a lot to do with Shedeur Sanders, but it doesn't always have to do with him playing great. Like him just throwing the ball down the field loosens up the defense. That's what Dylan Gabriel maybe just didn't. I think Dylan Gabriel, he understood it, but I think he was just so robotic and so let me do what Coach Stefanski tells me to do and take what the defense has given me and don't put the ball in harm's way by throwing it downfield. So he just gets that mentality like I need to please my coach and he tells me to just throw it here or throw it there or throw it away. so he's not even thinking about throwing it downfield. So, like the first couple games when defenses are playing us and the safeties or the corners get burnt once or twice and let a guy get by us and he doesn't get the ball, Dylan Gabriel doesn't look for him. And then he might do it again. Dylan Gabriel doesn't look for him. And they're like, well, we don't even have to cover, the back 30 or the back 40. We just need to cover the 15 yards in front of us.
Mhm.
And so that's why just Shedeur throwing the ball down the field loosens up that defense to where Sampson can get a little more space rather than having 10 guys on the line of scrimmage or within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're having to play back a little bit. So, I mean, it's crazy that, it's something that every quarterback can do, throw the ball down the field, but some guys just choose not to, and they get the tunnel vision of, I have to throw it to these short routes rather than looking at the whole field, and that's what Shedeur does. And, it could be a downfall for him too, because there was a time where Schmidt, how far was that field goal he hit? 50 something. I think it was third down and like 12 or 15 or something, to where we're probably not going to pick it up, but you can at least pick up a few yards and make it a more manageable field goal. And Shedeur just throws the ball down the field looking for a 35-yard pass. And like, that's where he needs to get smarter to say, okay, probably not I don't need to go for the gusto here. Let me just help my kicker out and get 7 or 8 yards and just dump it off. And so, like, there's things like that to where little nuances that he can learn from to help this team out. Now he ended up making the kick anyways, so it was a moot point. But so going back to the defense, now that I just got that out of the way for the offense, the defense is just, I mean, what more can you say about their effort? They even had Smart on Jim Schwartz. I noticed Denzel Ward covering Brock Bowers a lot. And so, like, even though it's a corner on a tight end, he's their number one weapon in the passing game. So it makes sense to have our number one cover guy on him. And so he was making plays left and right. The defensive line, doing their thing. Schlesinger, another great game. And it's just coming from all over the place. Like, I would love to see the sack breakdown for Myles Garrett, because it wasn't 3 sacks, 3 solo sacks. It was 1 solo sack and, like, it seemed like 4 half sacks because he got there at the same time as somebody else. So that means other guys are getting in there so quickly. And, maybe he would have 25 sacks right now if our other defensive linemen weren't so good and beating him to the quarterback, because, and then there were times where just scheming it up with Jim Schwartz, with Delpit coming around and going completely unblocked and sacking him. It was a masterpiece. No wonder they fired their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and it looked like at the beginning of the game, they really did hone in on Myles Garrett and try to, like, slow him down, chip block and then double team him. But then, dude, everybody else on the offensive line or defensive line just ate. I mean, it was everybody else. So it was nice seeing Chris and Jocelyn, by the way, were out at the game at Legion Stadium. They had a blast out there in Vegas. Got some food pics from them. They ran into Schmitty's aunt and was talking to her out in Vegas.
Cool.
So they had a great time out there. So I was happy for them to go out and enjoy Vegas. And, hey, getting a Browns win out there, too, kind of helps. I do believe, from what I was told, there was a crap ton of Browns fans out there. And I mean a crap ton. Like, that's awesome. Crazy. Bro. Now, Brian, before we get into the 49ers and everything else coming up, we did forget the trivia at the start of the show because we just kind of hopped right into it and just started getting it. I want to let everybody know, if you guys want to follow us, go catch us at Ham Illegal on all of our socials. Give us that like and subscribe. It is My Turn for Trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Please go help out a City Dog from City Dogs Cleveland. If you cannot adopt, please donate, volunteer. Do whatever you can to help out a City Dog. Let me play the sounder, Brian. I got a great trivia for you coming back. NFL trivia, by the way.
Nice. Okay.
All right, Bryce. So I told you I got some NFL trivia for you, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Bryce, I think it was either last week or a couple weeks ago. Josh Allen rushed for 3 touchdowns, passed for 3 touchdowns, and he's the only quarterback to do it besides one other person.
Oh boy.
And I'll give you a hint. That one other person did it in a championship game.
Okay.
All right.
I think I got it. Cool.
And Chris said a hell of a lot. He goes, that helped on Saturday with the Buckeyes game too. Except he didn't put game. He X'd out Michigan. We have the game this week. Let's go. Bucks beat Michigan. Chris, I do have to ask, are you leaving me this week to go to a party and watch the game without me like you did every other time that I've been in Columbus? Because I'd really like to watch the Buckeye game with you this year so that we can cuss together.
I was just telling my wife, none of my family will watch the game with me anymore. Because I've watched consistently over the last 4 years, I've watched the game with them, and I'm the black sheep, so nobody.
You've been booted out?
They just don't do it, and they don't get together anymore. I mean, not that it's like nasty or anything like that, but they just view me as bad luck now because I've seen the game with I have an uncle from Chicago that's coming into town. He didn't watch it with us last year because the 2 previous years I watched it with him, and then we all got together last year, and no, nothing's happening. So I might just be watching it at my house.
All right. Well, you can come down to Columbus and watch it with me.
I did. I did go to. Actually, I've been to 2 Michigan Ohio State games, and both of them were in Columbus, and Michigan was 0-2. Both of them.
Hey, we're going to have my sister's cooking up 3 turkeys, buddy. We're going to have turkey
on Saturday?
On Thursday, but you know how leftovers go.
Thursday.
Yeah, you're going to have plenty of leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Brian, let's get into, we do have some changes to the legal Ham to the Face Fantasy Football League, Brian.
Yeah, how about it?
Oh, man, let's go to the standings. As of right now, these are the teams that are eliminated. Dog Pound is eliminated. Bills Mafia is eliminated. Team Big Meat is eliminated. Your Name Sucks is eliminated. And Runner kicked my ass. And Waddle That Smith and Jigbutt is out. They switched it up. They're doing 2 turkeys and a ham. Hell yes. That works too.
Okay.
So as of right now, Portage County Prostitutes finally lost the game, Bri.
Yep.
Who'd they lose to?
Lauren, I think.
That a girl, Lauren. All right. So Portage County Prostitutes at 11-1. Runner at 9-3. Always next year 8-4. Big Bri 8-4. Golden Showers on Mayflowers 8-4. 7-5 is Harold Q, and Lauren is trying to sneak into the playoffs at 5-7. All right. Last week's scoreboard is this. God, I got my ass kicked. Runner 153-78. Honky Cat beat the Portage County Prostitutes 200-116. Harold Kill beat up on Bills Mafia 129-50. Always next year beat Your Name Sucks 183-76. Here's a close one. Team Big Meat beat Dog Pound 98-83. And Golden Showers on Mayflowers beat Big Bri 170-149. Whatever we got to do. Yeah. We got to get Phillips from getting that championship belt. All right.
He won't. He ain't getting nothing.
All right. I'm just saying.
First half team.
Just saying. All right, Bryce. So we got the 49ers coming in to Cleveland. We are a 5.5-point underdog, which I think is hilarious. All right, where are you
here.
All right.
I'm here. I was just showing Big Boy Phillips what he's missing. What he's going to miss out on again. I forgot I brought it down.
You look like Owen Hart with that thing. That looks like an Intercontinental Championship belt. No,
hopefully it ends a little better than Owen Hart.
Eddie Guerrero, does that work?
Yeah, out of all the people you could pick, I would appreciate somebody who didn't die tragically in front of everybody.
Okay, Braun Strowman, does that feel better?
No, I don't think so.
Hulk. Well,
Hulk
no,
Hogan. Yeah, Hulk
Okay.
Hogan. I'll take Hulk Hogan. He was a legend.
All right, so we got the 49ers coming up. Their defense is hot garbage. They lost their 2 outside edges. Fred Warner's out for the year. They can be exposed on the defense, but the one thing they got on offense is the jigsaw puzzle that is Christian McCaffrey. So they got McCaffrey, they got Kittle, and they got Jennings on the outside, and then Brock Purdy. Hey, guess what? Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions, bud. I seen it with my own eyes. I was cheering it on too. Right? Do I dare say we get another Browns win on Sunday?
I think it's possible. I mean, so far the defense has kept us in every single home game. So I don't see why this one would be any different. It's not like they're setting the world on fire. They're a good team, but they're banged up, like you said. Bosa's out. Fred Warner's out. I thought I saw, maybe James can tell us otherwise, but I thought I saw heading into last week, Bosa was still there leading the team on sacks on the year, and he has like 3.
Yeah.
So that means they're not getting to the quarterback a whole lot. But yeah, like you said, McCaffrey is still a special talent. And I mean, really, it's going to be a joy if you're like a big football purist, like watching how Carson Schlesinger matches up with Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, you probably watch that matchup every single play and just, that'll tell you who's going to win the game. So that's going to be fun to watch. I mean, as we're watching it, you're going to watch the whole field, but like going back and just really zoning in on that matchup could be really cool to watch. Because Schlesinger is going to have his work cut out for him, but so far he's been up to the test every single week.
James said he's second in sacks.
Yeah. So somebody must have passed him this past week, yesterday.
All right, so here we go. We got Brian said, can we get a wrist up from Jared if 12 beats the 49ers this week? I don't know if you're getting a wrist up. You might be getting something else down.
What if Michigan wins and Shedeur wins?
Brian,
that's a punishment.
You know what would happen, Brian? If Michigan wins and Shedeur wins, Brian, guess what? Illegal hand to the face will be permanently canceled for the rest of time. And, you can catch us never again because, by the way, I did not bring this up to you, and I will here in a second after I get through the comments. Let's see here. Justin said, speaking of hot garbage, Brian needs to add that shirt and hat to the fire. Here's a great question. If we win with Sanders this weekend, how much of a hot seat is Stefanski on? That's a great question.
If we win, how much of a hot seat is he on?
Yes, like does the flame dampen because we win this week?
Does it? Does it get cooler? Does the hot seat get cooler on Stefanski?
Mm-hmm.
I would think absolutely. I don't know why. I mean, beating a quality team, San Francisco is a quality team.
Chris said Carson looked amazing on Sunday. Now, okay, we're bringing it back to the beginning of the show where we talked about Shedeur Sanders, and then somebody else's name came into the picture, and I won't talk about this name. I'm surprised he actually flew with the team out to Las Vegas, but I do know they have great massage parlors out there, so I understand why he wanted to go this time instead of any other time.
Drink.
But hold on, I'll drink for that one too.
Was that a massage joke?
Mm-hmm. Brian, I was not a fan. Was not a fan of seeing Deshaun Watson in the ear of Shedeur Sanders.
He's on the team.
Brian,
I don't know why people get so upset about it.
I don't give a shit if he's on the team. I want him nowhere near this team. When your owner comes out twice and says we made a mistake and he's traveling with the team still, there's something going on that I don't like about this. And I don't want to see Deshaun Watson out on a football field ever again in a Cleveland Browns uniform. I don't want to see it. Like, I'm being dead serious, Brian. If I see Deshaun Watson go out there with his 4 jersey, run out there and try to save the day, Brian, that is the day that I am done being a Browns fan. That is the exact day I'm done being a Browns fan. I'm done.
I'm being dead drama serious. Queen. Such a drama queen.
I will go be
you and everybody fan. Who has You and everybody who has this take. Such a drama queen.
Why?
I'm
Why? Is it
I'm
just
a
because-
Browns fan because I bleed brown and orange.
Okay.
Nothing they do can make me stop being a Browns fan.
Okay.
I mean, certainly
Nothing they
not
can do.
somebody who is playing well, or I mean, this season is just a mess. You expect the worst.
I get that. I just don't want to see Deshaun Watson on this team anymore.
You're all up in
Ever.
your feelings. He's just a
No.
player.
I don't give a shit if he's just a player or not. He was supposed to be the savior that we traded for. He was supposed to
So
be
was-
that guy.
So was Baker Mayfield. So was Tim Couch. So was Johnny Manziel.
Okay, Tim
So
Couch.
was Brandon Whedon.
You can't even say they were supposed to be the saviors.
They're all first
Don't
round
even-
quarterbacks.
don't
They're all
even
first
start
round
that shit.
quarterbacks.
Okay,
That's your
Brandon
savior.
Whedon doesn't. Brandon Whedon was 38 years old when he came to the league. I don't
Brady
want to hear that shit.
Quinn.
Brady
He was the
Quinn. Do
savior.
you know how I feel about Brady Quinn? Brady Quinn can just fucking roll
Hater.
off a cliff.
You're a hater.
Just roll
Just
off a
'cause-
cliff.
Just because he's from Columbus and he went to Notre Dame, you're a hater.
God, I hate Brady Quinn. I am. I'll admit that one. I hate Brady Quinn. I'll admit it. I hate Brady Quinn.
You might
Alright.
be a little jealous of his ravishing good looks too. I don't know.
Well, hey, I'm glad he got good looks and he got duped into the Browns to draft him in the first round. Thank God that happened.
Remember that story? What a story that was. Him and his little was it Bernie Kosar jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Bernie. Released from the hospital today. See, there's something that on this rivalry week we can come together on.
Oh my God, here they all come in. I said Sean Watson one time, and he's like, "Oh, I love number 4 mentoring number 12." You can't even say
Who
his
said
damn
that?
name.
Who said that?
Oh, Brian said that. Brian
Oh,
said
good.
that.
Good.
Good. I'm glad he's mentoring them too. You know, especially out there in Vegas
It
with the
worked.
Bunny Ranch and everything.
For 1 week, it worked.
Yep.
No, that's
Yep.
legal.
Is it? I'm still thinks he's on sanctions, Bri. Still think he's on sanctions. I don't think he's allowed to visit those places per the NFL.
Just envision Sue L. Robinson like riding the taxi with him, making sure he's going straight to the football game.
Yeah. While he's asking her for a massage on the way.
Who was the other guy? Peter C. Riley or something? There was another guy too. Gosh, terrible
Here we
memories.
go. Here we go. Who else is going to mentor him? I don't know. Maybe the quarterback that we traded away to the Bengals. I don't know. Like Jesus. God.
He said he doesn't want to be a mentor.
Hey,
He stated that.
all right, we're getting back on track, Bri, because I'm not going down this wormhole. We still have Fat
This
Boy
is fun.
Tuesday.
What are you talking about? This is fun.
This is
Oh, nobody cares about Fat Boy Tuesday.
I care
Side
about
di-
Fat Boy Tuesday.
Side dishes for the 5th straight year. We do this every year. This is
We
fun.
do side dishes every year. God, you're just busting my chops now. You're just trying to put flame on the here. Just put gas on the fire, Bri. Go ahead, put gas on the fire.
Mashed potatoes are great. Mac and cheese is great. All right, we covered it.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Awesome.
I enjoy when I get in this shirt. I enjoy playing the villain.
Yeah, because that's what you are right now. Speaking of Flacco, Browns won more games since that trade. Still, it looked
Yeah, isn't that's correct, right?
yeah, but the thing is, it was really
Well-
nice watching Flacco throw for 400 yards.
It was fun. I agree. That's why I said it was fun last year. Even though we're only a 3-win team, we had Jameis Winston. Look what he did this past Saturday or this past Sunday.
Yeah,
He's fun.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
quarterbacks don't win, but they're fun to watch.
yeah.
That's what I
Jameis-
think Shador could be.
You think okay? Are you comparing Shador to Jameis Winston? Is that what we're
I
doing
told
here?
you. I told you last week. I think Shador's ceiling is Jameis Winston. Let's
That's
not
his
forget
ceiling?
Let's not forget Jameis Winston in Tampa Bay was a hell of a quarterback.
Hold
5,000
on.
yards.
Was that also the time that he led the league in touchdowns and interceptions?
Right.
Was that the time that we're talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. They made
Okay.
the playoffs.
But he led the team, or led the NFL in touchdowns, and the only NFL quarterback in NFL history to throw as many touchdowns as he did interceptions. That's the ceiling for Shador Sanders. God, I am so glad you said that. I can't wait to sign up for that, Bri.
And by the way, he'd probably be better than any quarterback we've had since Bernie Kosar.
That's
Jameis
true.
Winston.
Yeah, hold on.
So
Hold on. Now or back then?
back then
Okay.
when Jameis
Back then,
is throwing 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, that would be the best quarterback since Bernie Kosar.
Let's see here. Yeah, 5,000 yards with 500 interceptions could be exaggerating a little bit. No. I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. I was at
Play
those
Madden
games.
enough.
Hot take: mashed potatoes is an overrated side. Oh God, here we go.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
I don't know if I believe it, but some people don't like potatoes.
Yeah, and I get that. All right, so Bri, so likely outcomes this Sunday against the 49ers.
Yeah, like I said, I think the defense keeps us in it.
It is a home game, and we play.
It is a home game.
At home.
We play really good at home, and I expect that place to be rocking because all the hype that goes into Shedeur. Yes, there are plenty of people who don't like Shedeur, but there's going to be plenty of people who like him, and those are the people that are going to be going to the game and buying up the tickets. So people are going to be very excited.
So do you think it will be a sellout because it's a holiday weekend and Shedeur is starting?
I have no idea. It's supposed to get cold as well. So that plays into it, as always, in Cleveland. Being a holiday weekend, a lot of people probably traveling on Sunday, so I wouldn't go that far. And honestly, I don't even know. I don't pay attention to what games are sellouts. Like, I assume the opener was a sellout, but other than that, how many games were really sellouts?
That is true. I'm checking ticket prices right now.
I would assume they're higher than $7.
They are. As of right now, the lowest price is in section 515 for $33.
Yeah, it's about right for a late November game, holiday weekend.
Yeah,
maybe, especially for a normal 3-8 team, it'd probably be a lot lower. But like I said, there's some excitement.
Yeah, at least we're at this point in the year, Brian, and there is some excitement because I was expecting just, hey, we're talking about losses the rest of the way out. At least we got something to kind of keep us interested until the end of the season. Then we go through the quarterback class that everybody thought was going to be the best quarterback class ever, and boy, they're looking great right now. Nussmeier, Arch, yeah, I'm glad that happened. Shedeur would be third string at Glenville. I'm loving this guy. Raul, thank you for tuning in.
Nah, that's a hater.
Bad weather. Cold is an outdoor stadium in our favor. It is in our favor because we are playing San Fran.
We've heard that before, though.
Yeah, I know.
With the Saints
we got
and
32-26 Brownies. God, Justin is expecting an offensive onslaught. 32 points.
Wow.
Holy shit. I bet you, Brian, I'm not going to lie. I bet you 20. I'm going to go 28 of those. Actually, probably all 32 are going to be all defense. There's going to be 2 safeties in there.
It's a lot of hate.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of hate. You and Raul.
I know.
Give
I'm
him
sorry.
a chance.
I'm going to give him a chance. I'm excited to watch him on Sunday, Brian.
You're excited to see him fail, like you told us last week.
Brian, I told you that if he succeeds, I'm going to be happy. You want to know why?
He just succeeded last week.
That was not a succession, Brian. That was
24 points and a 14-point win. What more do you want from your quarterback?
Did he score all 24 points? No.
The offense did.
Did he?
Oh, so now if somebody else scores it from the 1-yard line, that doesn't count as his touchdown.
Brian, I'm going to hate. I'm going to hate.
You're grasping. You are grasping. I'll give you that.
Let's see here.
Now I'm portrayed as a Shedeur lover.
Oh my God! You're all over
I don't think he's our franchise quarterback. I still want him to draft a quarterback in the first round next year.
You're like the dad from Little Giants. Give him a chance. You're like the dad from Little Giants with him. Like, I rub his hamstrings and goat's milk at night makes him strong. Like, that's where you're at right now.
I told you from the beginning of the season, there's going to come a time where we are so grateful that we have Shador Sanders, because otherwise it's a death march with Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, and how I couldn't be less interested in a game if you tell me Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett are quarterbacks. Couldn't be less interested. So thank you for this distraction. I was going to say Deshaun, Shador Sanders, because at least we can have this spirited conversation. If it was Dylan Gabriel, it would be me looking at you, you looking at me, and be like, I'm miserable. I don't even want to watch the game. And you'd be like, yeah, I agree.
Hey,
I'm
we
miserable.
did that for 2 weeks. I didn't even want to talk about the Browns for 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Right. It's like, I don't even know if I'm going to watch the game against the Ravens. Like, why do I want to watch that? As everybody else thought the same thing. That's why
All right,
tickets are
Brian.
so cheap.
Give me a score for this week. What are you predicting the score wise for this week?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll be optimistic, and I'll say San Francisco 23 and Cleveland 20.
Wow, you're picking San Fran to win.
Yeah, I mean, as much as impressed as I was with Shador, again, it was the Raiders. So, put it together 2 weeks in a row. There's just something, obviously, what he does in that building and on the practice field and on Sundays, on game days, I have no idea what he does. He could be working his balls off. He could be working harder than Peyton Manning ever did. But when I hear him talk, he just seems like this is easy.
Johnny.
Yeah, this is easy.
Johnny.
I'm doing great. I can't believe how great I'm doing. I'm only going to get better. And this is only going to get easier for me. And I'm like, at some point, you're going to have a rude awakening. And so I don't think it's this week. I don't think he looks terrible this week, but who knows? So I think that a decent effort from him, though. I think he has an okay game.
Well, you and I are kind of on the same page with 20 points. But Bri, different teams. I'm going to go Browns 28, and I'm going to go San Fran 20.
Do you really believe that? Like, sometimes you do this thing where you set expectations really high, and that way, when we fall short of those expectations, you can kill them. Like, remember last year, you set expectations for the Browns AFC Championship game. A 3-1 team, your expectations were them going to the AFC Championship game. Like, you're setting the bar so high, that way you can crush them when they don't get there.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing.
I don't know. Like 28 points? You think Shador Sanders is that good that he's going to get us?
Oh, I didn't say Shador Sanders. I watched the game where Brock Purdy throwing 3 interceptions. And if he does that against this Cleveland defense at home, Bri, you're going to get short fields. I think Junkins gets 2 touchdowns. Shador gets 1 passing touchdown. We're going to keep on the track of Shador 1 passing touchdown. And Bri, I expect another defensive touchdown. I do. I think this defense has finally got a spark in them because of Shador Sanders. And the fact that, you heard it from Myles Garrett in the press conference. God damn, Bri, you heard it from Myles Garrett. It's like, he threw that ball up. I didn't know where it was going. Then it was perfectly in the basket to IB. Like, they're even seeing it. They're getting hyped for it. So I think this is going to be a hyped up team. And I really do, Bri. I think they're going to go out and win 28-20.
I don't know if it's on your end or my end, but you're very did you do something different?
No, I haven't done anything different.
Okay. You're very muffled. So yeah, it could be on my end. No. I can still understand what you're saying, but I didn't know if it was coming across. As long as it's okay going out.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you're hearing everybody all right. Because if we do, I could change it up.
Good call.
But no, Bri, I think that's what it is. I think we can win this game. I think we can steal one, get 2 in a row, and then go from there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
here's
agree.
another one. Will the
What's that?
Niners trust Trent Williams to single on Myles Garrett? No.
That's the thing. Like he's still a very good tackle, and
Mhm.
so you know, if there's somebody who's going to slow him down, Myles Garrett can't get 3 sacks a game. Like I feel like our expectations for him are so incredible because he's set the bar so high. But like he's not going to get 3 sacks every single game. So at a certain point, he's going to slow down. But yeah, maybe they give him a little bit of help because our other defense, that's something we haven't really talked about at all. Why is Myles Garrett having the success he's having this year, especially the last month? What can that be attributed to? A lot of people thought, well, we just need a spectacular pass rusher on the other side of him to take pressure off him. But like Tony Grossi was saying, you need somebody right next to him so they can't double and triple team him. So like, is Mason Graham, his emergence, like that helping out Myles Garrett a lot? And a name that we've rarely talked about this year who's having a tremendous year is Malik Collins. Um, those two defensive tackles, like just holding their own so Myles Garrett can tee off on the guy. I think that has a lot to do with it because, he's getting in there at a pace that we've never seen before. So I think these defensive tackles have a lot, not a lot to do with it. Obviously, his success speaks for itself. He's a great player. He's a Hall of Fame talent. But the reason that he has gone to that next level, I think, can be attributed to the entire defensive line play.
All right, there we go. They signed Alex Wright to an extension, a 3-year, $33 million, which I love because you're signing one of your own guys. He's great on the rush defense. He'll get in there from time to time with Myles Garrett, but he sets that edge on the other side to let Myles cook. And if the quarterback drifts that way, he's blocking off that edge to let everybody. But I agree with you, dude. I think that having Mason Graham right next to Myles Garrett has helped out a ton. And think about this, though. All this sacks that this guy has had, Bri, most of these games we've been playing from behind. They've been trying to run out the clock, everything else, and he's still getting sacks. Now, I'm going to ask you, I know we have a handful of games left. Do you think he's going to get the sack record?
At this point, it would be a disappointment if he didn't. Because how many games do we have left? 6 or 7?
Mm-hmm.
So all he has to do is get 1 sack per game, and he beats it pretty easily. Now, some people are talking 25, 26 is his pace. Can he get to 30? I don't think it'll be like that. But yeah, for sure. I think but nobody's going to want to take the sack that sets the record. So quarterbacks are going to be trying to get rid of the ball, as much as they ever have to make sure that they're not the one who gets sacked by Myles Garrett. So that's going to hurt him. But him coming off that left side, the blind side of the quarterback, sometimes they won't even see him. And sometimes they're just going to be trying to maneuver in the pocket or get out of the pocket to start running, and he's just going to be there to trip them up.
Right
so
there.
yeah, I think he gets it. I don't think he can keep this pace up because it's unprecedented what he's done over the last month. But yeah, I think hopefully he gets. I would be happy with 25. I mean, I'd be happy with 23, but I think it'd be really cool if he got 25, and I think he can do it.
Well, let's look at the games coming up. All right, so Brian, we got the 49ers this week, which I think he can definitely get a sack or 2 that week. Then we got the Tennessee Titans, and what a train wreck that is. I think he can have 8 sacks that week. All right.
Should be playing with the lead, hopefully.
Hey, then the Bears. Oh
Caleb
my God.
Williams
I would
is illusion. He's an escape artist, but he will run into sacks trying to do that. He'll get out of a couple sacks, but he'll run into a couple.
And then we got the Bills, Steelers, and Bengals, which the Bengals will probably be playing Joe Flacco. because I don't know why they would send Joe Burrow out like a bunch of dumbasses. Steelers, they just suck. So hopefully it's Mason Rudolph again, and maybe we can finally. Hey, Bri, I want you to hear something. I've seen a guy punched in the nuts and a guy spit on by cameras and everything else. Still haven't got the tape from the Myles Garrett Mason Rudolph thing. Man, it's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know. Someone Ghost must have stole that tape, and it's just hilarious that you hear these guys like Jamar Chase and whoever hit the guy in the nuts yesterday. Like they don't realize that they're on camera every second that they're on the field. Like, and they still deny. Like Jamar Chase, I didn't spit on him. No, I didn't spit on him. No, absolutely not. Like, you moron. We can see it from 5 different angles. Just come out and admit to it. You know, I don't know. I get so fed up with that stuff.
Dude, I saw it in a college game, Bri. I saw it in a college game, and do you know which college game I'm talking about?
No, I didn't see that.
God, it was like Utah State. It was like one of the mid schools, but defensive end, you know, it's kind of harassing, just kind of like hand check the quarterback. Quarterback just walked up, just spit on him, and then ran away behind his offensive tackle while the guy is coming after him. And of course, the NCAA did nothing. There was no penalty, they showed it like 6 times of him spitting on this guy. And it's like, okay. But I'll tell you what, that punch to the nuts, Bri. Holy shit, he wound up on that one.
And that was a direct hit.
That was
like sank his battleship.
He sank more than his battleship. He deflated his arm floaties on that one. Holy cow. All right, Brian, let's get into Fat Boy Tuesday. We'll close out the show. All right, bud?
I'm ready.
You need to hit the head while I play the sounder?
No, I'm good.
Wow. Okay. All right. You're not going to ghost on me?
I hope not. Good chance.
And now, it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
Now, there's a question I want to get to before we get to Fat Boy Tuesday. So Chris asked, who's going to chip? Little, not Christian. I'll tell you that right now. I get that. I think the one that's going to be right on the line for Myles Garrett and Trent Williams. I bet you see a lot of George Kittle on top of Trent Williams. And I bet you see a lot of chips from Kittle on that side. I really do. I think expect Kittle to be on that side a lot during this game. So, okay.
Yeah. He's a great blocking tight end, but I mean, we didn't talk about what Schwartz moving Myles Garrett around. You know, he was blitzing, he was going head to head with the center a couple times, and that was just a lot of fun to watch. And hopefully they do more of that this week, because otherwise he's going to get a steady diet of Trent Williams. So, I mean, just as a fan, you know, I don't want to say you get sick of him coming off the same edge all the time, but just seeing him move around and what he can do, it's just a lot of fun. More of that, honestly, please.
If it was me and I was the defense, I would actually sit there and look at the offensive line, find the weakest point on that offensive line, and be like, Myles, you're lining up here. I know you're not a defensive tackle. You're lining up here every play. This is your best advantage point to get to the quarterback right here. And then let him feast on whatever guard, center, right tackle, whatever it is, wherever they line him up on top of the most advantageous spot for him to get after the quarterback. And yeah.
I don't know why more teams don't do that, because
I know
it's easy to game plan for Myles Garrett when you know he's going to line up on the left side, your left tackle, and you just line up a guy. If you move him around the entire line, yeah, he might not be as effective as when he comes up, but you can't just shift around double teams that easily.
But if your defensive line is that good, though, the way Mason Graham and everybody else played on that defensive line, they should be able to eat up for what Myles can't get. And I know Myles wants his legendary stats, and I get that. But man, I'll tell you what, if that happens, Brian, this might be one of the most elite defensive lines with Myles Garrett moving around that we've probably ever seen in the NFL.
Well, and the exciting part for Browns fans, if we could ever get this offense figured out, is
Mhm.
they're all locked up. We got Mason Graham for 5 years. We got Myles Garrett for 5 more years. We got Alex Smith for 3 more years.
We got
So
Tyson Campbell locked up for a long time.
yeah, Denzel Ward,
Delpit.
Schlesinger, it's on a rookie deal. If they could ever get JOK back, Delpit, yeah, like this defense is good. They should hopefully be together. That's why we start talking about firing coaches, and it's like, yeah, okay, Stefanski, if he goes, I think we'll make do. But man, I don't want to lose Jim Schwartz. Just the way he's figured it. This defense seems to get better every year.
All right, Brian, one more thing before we get into Fat Boy Tuesday. Do you really think Michigan's going to win on Saturday? Be honest with me. I know you hate the head coach. I know you hate the head coach. I know you hate
I don't
quarterback.
hate him. I don't think he was the right guy for the job.
Okay.
I think I think Michigan was at a point when he took over, they could have gotten any coach. Now the sanctions, actually Matt, your boss, was talking to me like, well, he's just there until these sanctions run out, whatever they're having, and then they'll get a real coach in there. He's just like, the guy taking the bullet for the sanctions because they can't lure in a great candidate. But as far as the game Saturday, I don't know. I certainly felt a lot worse about it, and I go back to last year. I felt worse about the game last year, and they ended up winning. Now they're at home, and they have a much, much better quarterback. I think, if you ask me, I think the key to the game would be Michigan has a freak of an athlete at quarterback who hasn't run the ball a whole lot this year. So if they unleash him and let him run the ball, he's not a great passer right now because he's 18, 19 years old. If they let him run the ball, I think that could be the equalizer because Ohio State is a more talented team. That's why they're favored by a touchdown and a field goal. But yeah, if they can find a way to have him run, I watched it for so many years with JT Barrett and with Braxton Miller and with Terrell Pryor. When it's 3rd and 8 and your quarterback picks up 15 yards with his legs, that's a backbreaker. So if they can find a way to do that, yeah, I think that's their way to a victory, to have him run the ball effectively.
Or a special 4th and 2 by JT Barrett. Yeah.
And he got 1.5, and somehow they gave him a first down.
Amazing. I just like the way, and I'm going to come from the Ohio State side. I just love the way the Ohio State defense has been playing this year, dude. They've been playing like Brian. They got 3 guys projected to go in the first round. With Downs, with the linebacker and cornerback, they got 3 guys projected to go in the first round. Patricia, who I gave crap about Patricia for the longest time, and then I'm telling you what, sleep on this. Hartline as the offensive coordinator, I think that's changed some things in Ohio State. Now, I know they don't have the elite offensive running backs that they need, but they got a trifecta that kind of changes the game a little bit. But, Brian, when you got Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, and if they come back this game, I mean, you got 2 – let's put it this way. You got a wide receiver that should be drafted number 1 next year, not this year coming up, next year. And you got one that's projected to go to Cleveland Browns at 6 right now, and Carnell Tate.
No, not you won't go in the top 10.
Maybe
their second pick.
Have you checked the mock drafts lately?
Well, I don't care about the mock drafts. Some mock drafts have Arvell Reese going number 1 overall. How the hell is an off-the-ball linebacker going to go number 1 overall? Off-the-ball linebackers don't go in the top 5 ever.
They're comparing him to Abdul Carter.
The guy who has half a sack this year.
But hey, Bry, he played off the ball.
So here's what you can answer for me, because I don't watch Ohio State as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
Is he an edge or is he a linebacker? Is he Myles Garrett or is he Schlesinger? Well, what's he going to play in the NFL? If he's going to be an edge, then I think edges have a potential to go number 1.
Bry,
but if he's an off-the-ball linebacker, no.
Bry, he is going to be perfect in the 3-4. with that outside linebacker like TJ Watt.
So he'll be a TJ Watt.
He'll be a TJ Watt. He'll be, at the time when Jerome Baker was drafted, Jerome Baker, you know what I'm saying? Like he's going to be that outside guy that's got speed, but he's also got strength. He's not, big enough to play NFL linebacker in a 4-3, but he's quick enough to play an outside linebacker in a 3-4.
Okay, so he's a defensive end / 3-4
Linebacker.
outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Because okay. I like I said, I don't watch enough Ohio State. I thought he was like your middle linebacker, and some people are saying he could go first overall, and I'm like, middle linebackers don't go first overall.
No, the middle linebacker is 0. God, I can't think of his name right now.
Styles, is it?
Styles. Yeah, he's a senior, or not Styles. I don't think it's Styles.
Something close to that.
Yes. Chris will hop in here. He'll know what the name is. But he's the middle linebacker. He's the one in charge of everything. All right, Brian, we have prolonged it long enough. Brian, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, my friend, coming up on Thursday.
Same.
I want to wish everybody safe travels for Thanksgiving. It's one time of the year that we love talking food because guess what? The best smorgasbord is Christmas and Thanksgiving and the holidays. And Bri, I'm telling you what, smorgasbords are going to have some fun. We did get some comments. I did ask for the most underrated side for the 5th time now in 5 years of us doing this show.
I can't wait.
But Bri, I do have to ask you, like, what's the one thing you're looking forward to for Thanksgiving? Like, I know you got a huge family. I know people are coming in. Sunny Styles. Chris wrote it down right here. Sunny Styles.
Yeah, Styles. That's what I would say. Sunny Styles.
Like, whether it be food-wise, family-wise, what are you looking forward to for Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday?
Oh, yeah. It's just, spending time with family is the main thing. We get so big and people get so busy with kids and stuff and in-laws that, we don't get together as often as we used to. So sometimes Thanksgiving is the one time a year I really get to see some of my cousins. Sometimes it's once every 2 years. So, that's first and foremost, getting to see family. But then as far as food goes, I've said to you before that our family does like a meal after the meal, and it's just finger foods and it's just appetizers, and that's really what I enjoy more than the actual meal. But going on Thursday afternoon, we have our big meal down at my wife's family's, and so that's when we get the traditional Thanksgiving dinner at 1:00 on Thursday. And gosh, I don't even know. It's all, I need a bigger plate every year because I try to get a little bit of everything from the corn pudding, mashed potatoes. Sometimes there's multiple mashed potatoes. You got to get a little bit of this one, get a little bit of that one. Now my wife's family, corn pudding, absolutely.
Corn pudding?
Corn pudding? Oh yeah, you never had corn pudding?
No, what the hell is corn pudding?
Oh man, I can't even explain. It's corn pudding. It's like cornbread, but it's more liquidy. It's more of the consistency of pudding, but it's not like, you think of pudding and corn together. That kind of sounds gross.
Cream style corn? Is that what you're trying to tell me here?
Yeah, but it's a little thicker than that.
Okay.
Somewhere between like cream corn and cornbread, I guess.
Okay, you're going to have to take a picture and send it to me.
I will. Yeah, okay. There's usually a couple of them. But yeah, that's a nice thing. I go into my wife's house or my wife's family's celebration. It's so big, there might be 60 or 80 people there, that there's usually multiple dishes. Usually multiple dishes of one dish. So like you'll have 2 mac and cheeses. You'll have 2. They do also cheesy potatoes. There's 2 cheesy potatoes, so I can get a little bit of this one, a little bit of that one, and then I can go back for seconds and get the one that I like better. So that's kind of what has been nice ever since I started going down there, is the variety. And they do ham. they do turkey, so you get a little bit of that. Like I'll get honestly at least 10 different things on my plate.
Okay.
Figure out what I want best, and then go back for seconds. So that.
Okay, so Chris said City Barbecue is a popular option to get cornbread pudding. Okay, so all right, I have my
City
okay.
Barbecue.
Okay, for me, Thanksgiving is like my sister's Super Bowl. She loves it. She loves having a family. I'm being dead serious. That's the one thing she looks forward to. She loves it. She loves having family in, especially at her house. We love it. It just the food, having Chris. I think most for me is just seeing everybody that I don't get to see as often as I should. Like my dad being there, my mom, my aunt. We have other people showing up, family, friends that show up that I'm excited to see. And I think what's the most thankful I get is my sister has an open kitchen kind of like concept. So the kitchen's wide open, the dining room's right there, and the living room's right there. So it's all open. So everybody's kind of talking while we're cooking, while everything else is going on. Actually, Chris, we got to watch the National Dog Show on Thursday at noon.
Oh.
But
is that a tradition?
No, but I want to watch it because I found I might. Don't tell my wife I want to get a new puppy.
Oh, okay.
So, but just having that openness and just the whole family kind of around each other, just talking as you got like 6 conversations going on. You got 2 people in the kitchen talking, you got the rest of the family talking, and everybody kind of just chimes in. I love that. I love that. I love that. I miss that because that's how I grew up with my family. It's like everybody's in one area, it's all open, and we're talking about it. The other thing is, man, my sister puts on a good spread. God, she does. She does. She puts on some turkeys, noodles, mashed potatoes, the spread there is fantastic. And then she always asks me special. She goes, "What do you want special on the side?" I'm like, "I don't want anything special. But if you're going to make something special, maybe this." But Brian, I'm like you. First time through, I just get a little bit of everything, let everybody eat, do their grazing, and then that's when I go in for the second round. I go in for the second round for the stuff that I like, and that's when it's game over at that point in time. I'm getting enough food that I'm going to be in a coma for 3 hours.
God bless America.
Right? All right, Brian. So we'll get through this. You want to do our top 3 and then close out the show?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do our top 3. Close out the show. I still have trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. So here's our top 3. All right, so our top 3 tonight is most underrated Thanksgiving side dishes. Now, Brian, let me give you a list of everybody that has chimed in on this side dish. Okay, so first off, we got Casey Kinnaman chiming in with noodles. The chicken noodles on the side. All right. We have Dude Network, John Z, coming in with the homemade gravy, not the cheap gravy. Straight from the drippings, homemade gravy. You got the other Dude Network, Tony, coming in with stuffing. Stuffing made the top. Sweet potatoes made in there. My dad chimed in. Pickled eggs and beets is a staple in our house. Oh, yeah.
Pickled beets.
Pickled beets.
Okay.
All right. We also had, let's see here, mashed potatoes was on there. We had green bean casserole was on there.
Sure.
A few others. And then I also asked what their favorite pies. There was a custard pie, a blueberry pie, pecan pie.
Right.
And what was the last one? Oh, the Dutch apple. Dutch apple's a go-to, right?
For sure.
All right. So, Brian, let's get into our top 3 underrated sides. And if you want me to go first, I will. Or would you like to take the table?
Go for it. No, go for it.
Okay, so number 3 for me is one of my favorites. and I love it. My mom makes it for me every year, and she makes enough that I can eat it cold like a degenerate that I am. Green bean casserole is my number 3 underrated side. I don't know what it is about it. I've loved it as a kid. I love it now. I just can't help it. Number 2, Bri. Now, most people won't think this is a side, but I do. Deviled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
My God, deviled
about that?
eggs on Thanksgiving is probably the best underrated side that you could have. And Brian, my number 1, and this is going to blow people's minds because there's a lot of stuff that you can go with. My number 1 underrated side, Brian, it's the rolls. If you get a good Thanksgiving roll to where you can mop up everything that you ate, gravy, green bean casserole, it's almost like your paintbrush of picking up food. If you get a good roll, that is the most underrated side that you can have, is a great roll for Thanksgiving. Right? What about you?
Amen. I agree. That's where I'll pick up where you left off with rolls. Yeah, people don't think of it as it's just bread, So
Mhm.
what can it really add? But like until you go a Thanksgiving meal without a roll,
Oh,
you
right.
don't understand how important the roll is. And my grandma used to make homemade rolls, and you'd snatch them up. You'd eat like 3 or 4. They were just little ones,
Mhm.
about that big or so.
That's all you
and you'd
need.
eat 3 or 4, and then they would be gone.
Mhm.
You'd be upset if you only got one roll and everybody else ate it all. And so now my cousin makes them, and that's the one time a year that I get these specific rolls. So yeah, so those are special. So I had to include those because, like I said, if you don't have it, then you understand how important it is. Number 2, I'm going buttered noodles.
Oh,
Again,
now do you
doesn't
do?
really sound great. Go ahead.
Is it the egg noodles that you guys do with like the butter and the chicken and everything? Okay,
Again,
we're good.
they're homemade. My
Yeah,
cousin
yeah.
makes, like, she rolls out the dough, she cuts them with like a pizza slicer,
Oh
and then
shit.
you're left with these. They're a little bit fatter, they're a little bit thicker,
Ooh.
but they're like homemade noodles. And so I think she might add maybe a little gravy, or maybe like tiny little chunks of turkey to it to
Mhm.
have the Thanksgiving flair. But yeah, again, I don't have much, so it sounds simple. That's why I kind of think it's over or underrated. And then number 1, it's synonymous with Thanksgiving, and I don't get it very often other than that, and that's stuffing. And
Mhm.
again, sounds kind of boring, but there I've had like 5 or 6 or 7 different types of stuffing. Like I'll pull up to something and I'll be ready to scoop it on my plate and be like, wait a second, what is this? Someone's like, oh, that's stuffing. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess I try that. It doesn't really look like normal stuffing that I have, but there's just like variations of it that some people, if they do it right, it can be really good. And again, I don't have it very often other than maybe a couple times a year. So when I do have it, it's very, very enjoyable.
I do have to comment on Justin saying that mashed potatoes are overrated. No, no, not on
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. No,
no way.
no. Like if you had the perfect mashed potato, that I mean, when I think mashed potatoes, I think Thanksgiving. Like if you have a Thanksgiving
For sure.
without mashed potatoes, you're a monster. Like I'm being
I
dead
agree.
serious.
I
I
agree. I don't know how you could do turkey without mashed potatoes.
now okay. So, Bri, are you talking like stovetop stuffing or like actual like real stuffing that people made?
All of it.
All of the above.
I'll take the stovetop. I'll take like the homemade stuff that you're not sure what's in it. Yeah, I enjoy it all.
Now, my favorite stuffing that I have found, and it is at Aldi's, Bri. And I
Okay.
want everybody the cornbread stuffing from Aldi's.
Really?
Dude. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It hits different, dude. Cornbread stuffing. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Okay, I'll look for that.
All right. Chris chimed in here, said roll adds a bit of sweetness to mop up all the savory from the entire meal.
Right.
Perfect.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, they got a whole bunch of eggs. I know they have a whole bunch of eggs. My mom's So, Brian, you've never had pickled eggs and beets?
I've had pickled eggs a time or two. Never had pickled beets. Probably my bad. I should
Okay.
try it. I just
Well, that's
haven't
all in
had
one
beets.
jar. I mean, that's
Oh, I got
my
you.
mom makes it like one of those giant pickle jars,
Mhm.
and it's a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs and a whole bunch of like the whole beets that are about this size, and you just scoop them out, and you have a pickled egg and beet on the side. All it is
I like it.
sugar. Yeah, it's all it is sugar and vinegar to add into the pickled beets. So I'm excited for that. Also, Brian, dare I say the desserts are awesome
Oh,
at Thanksgiving
uh,
too, right?
that could
Pumpkin
be
rolls,
a
pumpkin
whole
pie.
whole nother discussion for next week.
It's going to be a whole next discussion for next week because I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite thing to put Cool Whip on?
Oh, I've already had a piece of pumpkin pie. I think Sunday night. Celebrated the Browns
It's
win.
not even Thanksgiving.
Oh, we kind of celebrated it with my wife's brother at his house,
Okay.
and my brother-in-law on Friday. We did steaks, so it wasn't like a traditional Thanksgiving, but we won't see them for this weekend.
Mhm.
So we kind of already did a little smaller Thanksgiving get together.
Okay. All right, Brian. Well, we're here to answer the trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Now, Brian, I asked you, Josh Allen is the only one to throw for 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, other than one other person in a championship game. Can you name that person?
Well, I remember last year the Philadelphia Eagles put up a ton of points in the championship game against Washington. So my first thought was Jalen Hurts. No, not Jalen Hurts. Okay, the only other name.
Go ahead. The only other name.
So that was wrong. So Jalen Hurts is wrong.
Jalen Hurts is wrong.
Okay, the other one I thought was Cam Newton.
You're thinking way too early. Josh Allen did something that has not been done since 1954.
Oh well.
And Brian, you want
Sid
another hint?
Luckman.
You want another hint?
Otto Graham.
There it is. Otto Graham was the last person to throw for 3 touchdowns and rush for 3 touchdowns in the 1954 championship.
He was a dog.
He was something else. Something else. Hey, at least I got you on trivia. And it was Browns trivia, too.
That was a good one. I always love shouting out Otto Graham any chance we can. Don't forget, we did have a franchise quarterback at one point.
Yeah, back in the 50s.
The franchise quarterback.
Back
We
in
were
the
just
50s.
born in the wrong area.
Yeah. God, I would have loved to have been back then. Not really. All right, Brian, we're here at the end of the show. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Now, Brian, I'm going to pull something on you that I haven't talked to you about. Probably, and I'll talk to you off stage about it, probably starting next Tuesday. You're only going to find us exclusive on YouTube. All right? Our Legal Ham of the Face YouTube and our Network 216 YouTube. So you probably just find us there. Plan accordingly. Things might change. We still might be on Facebook and Twitter and all that. But as of right now, I'm thinking about just moving us straight to YouTube, and everybody can kind of catch us there. I'll talk to you on the other side about that, Bri. But I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Also, safe travels. Bri, God bless them.
God bless it. God bless America. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Have a great night. We're definitely uncorked and loaded. And go give us a like and subscribe there on our socials at Ham Illegal, at Network_216. See you next week. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. See ya.